Good afternoon, Dr. Swamy. We are live on Twitter and we are recording for the YouTube so that your views go directly and usual media hit jobs don't happen, which is what is happening on that Lakshmi on Indian currency.
That's right.
It was a question to you that if like Indonesia has it, you choose, and they are making it sound that's the solution to the economic woes. Anyways, that's the usual media hit job. Dr. Swamy, the protests have been going on for a month now in JNU, Jamia, and across the country in various universities, select universities. You spoke in the parliament on the Citizenship Act, and you cited how Congress's 1947 resolution itself wanted a law of this sort. So, Dr. Swamy, could you tell us more on what the mindset was and why the Congress mindset has changed to oppose the law?
I think first of all they knew that that this was going to be a popular move and lead to further consolidation of the nationalist elements of the country. And the second thing was they saw that the fact that we didn't mention Muslim, even though the fact is that the list didn't have a single Muslim who came to India saying that he has been religiously persecuted. And even the otherwise persecuted persons like Tariq Fateh and Taslima, they chose to take citizenships not of India, even though we were ready to give them. But one case, the first case Canada and the second case Sweden. So they thought that we will make this out to be a deliberate attempt to keep the Muslims out, and then on this build to evict Muslims of India. And so, you know, passions are easy to be raised, and our party spokesman didn't do a very good job, because this is a kind of research that really requires a scholarly mind to go pore over. You know, you don't get any fast food type dishing out of knowledge. So they took advantage of it, and then the world also believed it, because we are known as a pro-Hindu party. And the whole thing has been completely organized. This is not a genuine movement. It's a movement which has exploited a number of things. For instance, the seething anger of the JNU students that we are now computerizing applications for admission. And they went and blew it up. Then the fact that people have been living for decades in this hostel, failing every time, but actually doing work outside for Naxalite activities, etc., and just paying 10 rupees a month for the room. I mean, getting accommodation in a prime location for 10 rupees a month, it's a very attractive. So I think all these combined, and the leftists knowing that they are they're becoming smaller and smaller. In fact, the CPM now has only one MP in Lok Sabha. And so I think what we are now witnessing is a kind of a dying croak of the opposition of the left.
Dr. Swamy, you thoroughly read the bill when it was presented in the parliament. But unfortunately, the rumors have spread that Indian Muslims will get affected by Citizenship Act. In your reading of the bill, is there anything which affects a sitting existing Indian citizen, and why do you think this deliberate fear is being spread?
No, because nobody reads original things. I've been addressing very high society, you know, EOs and young presidents, YPOs and all that, and the bill has not been made accessible. The newspaper should have published the entire bill list. And then people don't know that a bill not only consists of clauses, but also something called objection reasons. And that is the most important thing to read. And most of the things have come there and they have not read it. And so they can't say that, you know, we have excluded Pakistani Muslims. That will not get any sympathy. So they said, no, the Muslim category is removed. And then after, our counter-campaign did have an effect. So they brought in then NRC, which does call for eviction of people living in this country because they are illegal citizens.
Dr. Swamy, to see the dichotomy in Azad Maidan, Mumbai, we had riots in 2012 because Rohingyas were facing trouble. So those same people who wanted Rohingyas to come into India, who have no connection with India and have 50 other countries to go to, do not want persecuted Indic faiths, if I might call it, including, which has Parsis and Christians, which is a minor number, but substantially Indic faiths, not getting citizenship in India. Do you think this is global Ummah in action?
Oh, definitely. There is no question that the Hindus should not be made to feel that India is a home for them. As you said very critically, there are 51 Muslim countries, and the Muslim countries are also welcome in London and in Germany and so many other places. And they, given left to themselves, they will also prefer those countries. But to beat this, defame us, they found this as a convenient way that this is wholly aimed at the Muslim community.
Swamy, one of the troubling aspects of this protest I have seen recently is the symbolism they have used. Wow. Jinnah wali azadi.
That's right.
In fact, you were telling me you lived through Delhi when partition had happened.
That's right.
And what do you think is the reason they are using these Pakistani slogans in their poem? The poetry is Pakistani. The azadi they seek is Jinnah wali azadi. Yeah. The symbolism they draw is of destruction. Yes. Why do you think they are nakedly going for, and the slogans there is Naam Rahega Bas Allah Ka. What is the I'm sorry, I'm not a scholar, so I don't know about this. But some slogan which basically means, translated, name of only Allah will survive. And why do you think that this is the strategy they have adopted, even though they know that it will lead to some amount of consolidation of Hindus also?
See, they are all, most of them depend on the paymasters. Their whole life depends on it. And they've been shamelessly taking money from the Pakistanis, which is, because we look alike, Pakistani Indians, so, it's very easy to morph into a supporter of Pakistan without feeling there's something foreign about it. So they have, and this Jamia agitation was entirely financed by Pakistanis.
Oh, you think there is a deeper play behind it?
Yeah. This is the Christian missionaries and the Pakistani Muslims, Muslim power structures. They have been very active in this. And, Sonia Gandhi also has very long connections with the Pakistanis. In Priyanka's wedding, the chief guest was a lady called Farida Ataullah, who's an ISI agent. Everybody knows that. And she worked for some time as a bag woman for Benazir Bhutto. And she was brought from Pakistan, and she became, and it was a small wedding. I mean, it was a very private wedding, and she became the master of ceremonies for that. So, I mean, Sonia Gandhi's connections with Pakistanis go all the way to when she was in London. She worked in unmentionable jobs. So, therefore, they have been very supportive. And Mani Shankar Iyer going and making all these things, and nothing happens to him in the party. Yes. Because that protection of that these people get from Pakistan makes it certain that nobody in Congress party will be prosecuted if they took a hard line on Pakistan.
How do you see this playing out now? How do you see this coming? Because it's been going on for 1 month. Do you think it will organically run out of steam?
No, because the economy is failing. So the discontented people find this as a convenient medium to come and protest.
So then like one of the things I was reading was JNU has 1,000 acres of land in an area where 1 acre of land is around 250 to 300 crores. Yeah. So I tweeted that 3 lakh crores is what you get if you sell it to any developer. Yeah. And those people who are studying in JNU anyways come from outside Delhi. That's so right. Open it in Greater Noida or Faridabad. Right. You will have no problem of squatters in 10 rupee room. That's right. But what do you think would be the long-term solution? Because this is the CA protest, but JNU has been protesting from 2013 or 14.
Yeah. No, the JNU has been a breeding ground for the leftists. I was a professor at IIT just next door, so I am intimately aware how they the promotions are all based on this. You can't become a professor at JNU unless you're left-wing cleared. So what I think, frankly, is that you can't improve it by punitive actions. You have to close it down so that the entire campus is vacated, and then start ferreting who can join, and perhaps even necessarily change the name so that they can't say that you have changed the brand name. You're misusing the brand name. So you have to take Subhash Chandra Bose or something. And the existing good students, they can be fitted into all the various universities in this area. And, through the use of the Ministry of Human Resources Development, these students need not suffer because of that. Without closing it down, and then when you reopen it, you establish police stations for Delhi Police, BSF, and CRP.
Inside the campus?
Inside the campus. That's a practice in America. America, all universities have police, campus police.
Dr. Swamy, last question on NRC. What, in the face of so much of opposition on CAA, NRC will presumably draw more opposition from these same quarters. Do you think that the government should go slow on it, or do you think it should be brought in? What is your
NRC anyway can't go slow as far as Assam is concerned, because the Supreme Court has been hot on our trail. So if then the natural question, why only Assam? Because they had an agitation and therefore Rajiv Gandhi made this commitment. And we didn't make the commitment on NRC. It was made by Rajiv Gandhi and he didn't implement it. So I think NRC format has already been decided by the Supreme Court and given to us. And now the data collection, that who is illegal, who is legal, and who can be given citizenship, these are to be decided. But I think it should be all over India. And there's no doubt that the largest number of evictions will be of Muslims, because they have come for economic reasons. Let me tell you that the United Nations International Law for Refugees explicitly excludes those who come as illegal immigrants for economic reasons.
So, as per you, Dr. Swamy, NRC is in consonance not only with Indian law but with international law.
International law, yes, absolutely.
So, you think that this term we will have NRC?
We will definitely have it, if not this term, but maybe within a year.
Oh, great. Thank you, Dr. Swamy, for your views and for explaining that CA is not affecting any Indian Muslim and what is the mindset behind all these protests. Thank you.